Okay, Assalamualaikum and hi to Madam Hatikati. We are from Group 3 about to present time management in Foundation in Science Effective Study Skill. Before we start, we are going to introduce ourselves. Okay, my name is Nur Alissa binti Mama Ali.
My name is Sothinathan, son of Kaliapan.
My name is Nurhana binti Rizwan.
My name is Aidil Ajwad bin Kamaruddin.
Okay, hi. Okay, in next slides, Hana will elaborate the content for our slide presentation. So go for it, Hana.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. So in this article, we have 4 main contents, which are the introductions, the research sample and goals, data collection tools, and last but not least is discussion, conclusion, and also the recommendation. Next. Okay, so the title of the article, I will pass to Alissa again. Go, Alissa.
Okay, thank you, Hana. So our presentation is based on an article titled International Journal of Psychology and Educational Studies. And it was communication skills and time management as the predictors of student motivation. And the author for this article was Seyithan DEMIRDAG. And this articles or research was made in Zonguldak Bulent Ecevit University in Turkey. The location of the article was made in Turkey here. Okay, in next slide, I will pass this to Sothinathan.
Thank you, Lisa. So far for this introduction, it contains 3 aspects, which includes motivation, communication skill, and time management. Each and every school has its own objective, which is students need to be encouraged and motivated to accomplish certain sets of goals. Firstly, in order to accomplish that set of goals, a positive school environment should be made. And this does not only lies on the hand of school administrators, but also on the hands of teachers and students. Promoting a growth mindset and developing a meaningful relation helps the student with their communication skills. And when their communication skills is improved, free time management may increase the motivation level of a student. Next slide. Motivation. Motivation is the second aspect from this time management slide, which even states that motivation involves effort, aims, attaining goals, and behavior towards tasks. Motivation is a desire to achieve goal, but in certain times, poverty, social disadvantages, family situations, and poor condition in school diminish motivation among school students. The quality of education system is a proven method to motivate students and eliminate lack of sensitivity, bias, and verbal abuse. But in nowadays, we have seen that exploring the motivation to learn skills and knowledge helps them to maintain their motivation, and this causes a strong peer interaction between student and teachers. Apart from that, we have also noted that the deterioration of students' motivation in USA, Japan, and Germany was associated with few factors such as lack of communication and disrespectful criticism. Next slide. Next is about communication skills. The concept of communication varies differently from one person to another person. Communication is necessary for established relationship and obtaining new knowledge. Communication skill is a great importance in establishing a correct and effective communication. And until to this century, in this 21st century, when we talk about communication skills, it conducts about speaking, writing, reading, listening, and thinking skills. But that's not the only one. We still have when students know how to use both skills, especially when it's a combination of communication skill and motivation, they will improve themselves by asking effective questions, make summaries, and make sense of what is taught in the classroom, and thus their performance towards learning will also increase. Researchers suggest that communication skills taught to students by school teachers can increase a student's engagement and motivation. Next slide. Last but not least, in my slideshow, it is about time management. The concept of time can be defined in many ways, and as we know, time cannot be perceived by human sense. But the concept of free time as the time period that one can use freely without being exposed to physical and cultural influence of external factors is still attributed. Free time is a special definition of a situation as it is not earned but it can be processed and lived. Free time is also defined as the time required to achieve certain things in our life. Through this research, it is noted that the communication skills and free time management in such contexts is able to conclude two hypotheses, which include the first one is free time management and communication skills are positively associated with motivation, and the second hypothesis states that free time management and communication skills are the predictors of motivation. Next, I would like to pass to Hannah.
Thank you, Soti. So there are two goals stated in this article. The first goal is to include examining the relationship among students' time management, communication skills, and motivation. And the second goal is to determine the predictor roles of time management and communication skills on undergraduate students' motivation. To achieve these two goals, the study sample and survey were carried out. About 610 undergraduate students in a variety of programs. As you can see, this is a summarization of a study sample that had presented in a table. The research sample was carried out for 610 undergraduate students in university located at Western Black Sea region in Turkey, that including 341 female students and 169 male students. So both of these genders have 4 different categories of students, which are freshmen, sophomore, junior, and senior. These categories of students also divided into 6 different types of education programs, such as Turkish education, school counseling, science education, elementary education, special education, and preschool education. Each of education programs have its own number of students that enroll in that particular programs, such as Turkish education have 137 students, school counseling 118, science education 44, elementary education we have 109 students, special education we have 16 students, and also last but not least, preschool education have 18 students that enroll in this program. After that, we get to know different education program will have different time management, communication skill, and also motivations. Next slide, I will pass to Alissa.
Okay, thank you, Hannah. So each scale was used to find any associations available between free, which is free time management, communication skills, and motivation. So in next slides. Okay, the data collection tools in this research, the instruments that include was the free time management skill, FTMS, the communication skills, CSS, and the academic motivation skill, AMS. So in next slide, I will pass to Aidil Ajwad for discussion, conclusion, and recommendations. So go for it.
Thank you, Alissa. So now I will talk about the summary of what the article stated about discussion, conclusion, and recommendations. So the data revealed that goal setting and technique demonstrated a weak relationship with students' motivation levels, and it is believed this could lead to a decrease in students' performance. Next. Okay, so when students understand how to make the most of their leisure time, they become more motivated. Students' free time management and communication skills were able to predict their motivation level, but according to Optinaker et al. In 2012, found a link between excellent communication skills and wisely using free time, resulting in increase in motivation. However, students who lack the skills and knowledge to manage their leisure time logically will find it more challenging to complete everyday duties. Next. Okay, so this is consistent with the findings of Sheikh and Deschamps in 2006, who claimed that students who lack skills may fall behind in their daily tasks. So it is suggested that the Ministry of National Education must ensure that all school leaders receive in-service training. Next. According to the suggestions, school environment and culture, student self-efficacy, teacher autonomy, and exhaustion might all be explored. Researchers can conduct study using both quantitative and qualitative approach at various phases of education. This is including public and commercial sectors. Next. Okay, so that is our last slide for this presentation. I sincerely appreciate your attention today, and that brings us to the end. I, as a leader of the group, would like to thank you, Madam Hatika Haiti, for your time and attention today. Thank you so much.